Yeah. So in the instances, we are using Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is the Elastic Compute Cloud. Is one of the AWS important service which provides high scalable and high available computing resources. High scalable and high available computing resources have been provided, and we are going to get the virtual servers or virtual computing environments, and those are called as instances. So those are called as instances, and we are going to use like a Linux or Windows or Mac kind of operating systems. We are going to connect from the EC2. Okay, and I'll revise one more one. How we can use AWS resources? Can you tell me what are the different ways we can create the AWS resources? What are the different ways we can use AWS resources? First one is AWS Management Console. Okay, so this is from the browser through graphically we can manage. So through GUI we can manage through AWS Management Console. Through the AWS Management Console, we are going to administrate. Second one we have is AWS CLI. So today we'll create EC2 instance from the AWS Management Console. Okay, so going forward, we should able to provision through AWS CLI also. And the third one is, say developers can use AWS APIs or SDKs also to provision the resources. APIs or SDKs also they are going to use to provision the resources. And the fourth one is IAC. IAC stands for
Infrastructure as a
as
code.
code. Infrastructure as a code. In that, what are the solutions we have? CloudFormation and Terraform we have. CloudFormation and Terraform we have. So these all the solutions we are going to use. So these are the solutions we are going to use. Okay. So any doubts on this? We are going to provision the resources from AWS Management Console, AWS GUI, or we have like APIs or SDKs. So who will use APIs or SDKs? We are going to use APIs or SDKs.
These are from only for developer in
The developers nowadays, even some like CDK, this kind of people also expecting.
okay.
Okay, it's not only from the developer kind of thing. Now even from the DevOps people also, the companies are expecting, say suppose using CDK also. So it's a development kit. Normally, if you use AWS web services, what is that meaning is using the web services like they're giving the APIs or SDKs. Using that itself, we are going to provision the resources. We are going to provision the resources. Okay, so then DevOps mainly, if you don't have at least APIs or SDKs, the mandatory skill what we required is
ABI and STP.
no. IAC is mandatory. So what is the meaning of IAC?
Infrastructure as a code.
Infrastructure as a code. In that, what is the AWS solution we have?
No.
What is the AWS solution? AWS inbuilt solution is CloudFormation. And we have a third party leader that is
Terraform.
Terraform. Terraform is the third party leader. Okay, so definitely we need to have very good skills on the Terraform. Okay, after some days, I'll start with the Terraform also. Okay, but AWS inbuilt solution for that is CloudFormation is the AWS inbuilt solution. Okay, so not only from the GUI, from all these, we should able to deliver the
So,
AWS resources. Okay, so the AWS resources we are going to provision through all these. Okay, so today we'll use AWS management console. AWS management console, which is a beautiful GUI console, which is a beautiful GUI console, and using that we are going to create the AWS resources. So now for that we'll come to browser. So we need to search for AWS management console. AWS management console. If I go for AWS management console, say here we have this AWS management console. And what we can do is we can sign up also with the AWS console. So once you create the sign up, we can sign in. Everyone go to this AWS management console and try to create one account. And in order to log into this AWS management console, we have the root account or IAM user. Okay, so in the real time, we don't have the root account. Our company may create a root account, and for us, they will create IAM users. What is the meaning of IAM here?
infrastructure,
No, no, IAM.
AM.
IAM stands for IAM is also one of the service. Okay, so today definitely spend some time on the what are the AWS services we have. At least you should able to tell what is EC2, what is IAM, that what is that service name. You should able to have an idea. Okay, say what is the meaning of IAM is this is for
Identify
the
and access
And
management.
yeah,
identity
identify
and
and
access
access management.
management.
This is for the authentication and authorization. What is the meaning of authentication? What is the meaning of authentication normally? Authentication means, so we are going to get the like uh, um, authentication, like whether that username and password is valid or not is called as authentication. Okay, in the identity and access management, say what is the meaning of access is, like first I need to identify whether you are the right user or not. For that I'm going to enter in my enterprise, I'm going to enter my username and password. Okay, then if I enter as a username and password, okay, so I'm going to get some authorizations. What is it meaning of authorization is for everyone I don't give all the permissions. Okay, so for one user I may give some permissions, for other user I may get we will give another authorization. Like this we are going to give. Okay, so that's in the IAM. If I have 1,000 users in my company, for all the 1,000 users we are going to give their IAM user account we are going to give. But the company will have the root account, but AWS recommends don't use the root account. It's always recommended to use in the real time IAM user itself. And when you create an account, we are going to get one like account ID. How many digits is there? How many digits? So here's a 12-digit account ID. That means whenever you want to log in as an IAM user, not only your username and password, additionally we need to know one more thing. What is that? Account ID we need to know. Account ID we need to know. In the real time, can you tell me you are going to log in as root account or IAM user?
Protocol.
Yeah, IAM user itself we need to log in. Root account is not secured. Okay, so then we are going to log into this. If you don't have an account here itself, we can scroll down and you can create a new account. Then they're going to give free account for us. And in order to create the account, everyone create an account today. Okay, if you don't have the account to create one. Okay, so then for the 750 hours, we can use our EC2 instances, and the size of that we can use is T2.micro. So what is the size of the instance we are going to choose is T2.micro we are going to choose. Okay, so that instance we are going to use for our environment. Okay, any doubts on this? So not only for EC2, lot of services we can use for 1 year at free of cost. For our learning purpose, we are going to use that account. For our learning purpose, we are going to use that account we are going to use. Okay, so then like we need to create an EC2 instance. And if you want to use the AWS CLI, for the AWS CLI, that username password is not enough. They are going to give one more credentials that is called as access key and secret key. So from the AWS will get access key and secret key. That account we can use it. Okay, for the CLI or for programmatically, that username password is not enough. What we need to have?
Access key and secret.
Okay, access key and the secret key. With that, we are going to log in. But the same account itself, the same user details, same authorizations we have. Okay, same things we are going to provide. Okay, so then here we need to log into this root account. Then we need to choose the like which region we want. Okay, so today we'll discuss about AWS global infrastructure. So creating an instance is very easy itself, but we need to design all our like infrastructure wise, what is the region you want, why we need that region, which zone we need to choose, and what are the like AMIs we need to select, which instance type we need to select. All these we require the knowledge. So first we'll discuss about the AWS global infrastructure. This is not only for AWS EC2, for any of the service AWS is using this global infrastructure itself. One of the advantage of the AWS global infrastructure is like one of the biggest or largest footprint of data center is with the AWS. That means it's the number one like footprint of data centers we have compared to other cloud service providers in the world. AWS having the biggest or largest footprint of data. Okay, so that's we'll understand what are the components we have in the AWS global infrastructure. AWS global infrastructure. Okay, so for that I'll type AWS global infrastructure. So with the AWS global infrastructure, so now here we have one terminology called as regions. Okay, so can you tell me how many regions AWS having?
33.
33 regions. And how many zones?
105 zones.
105 zones. Okay, then there are one more 600 plus CloudFront POPs. Okay, these are called as point of presence. Point of presence are edge locations we have, and edge caches also we have, and local zones also we have. Okay, so what is this concept of regions, available zones, wavelength zones, all these we'll discuss. So now here this map today spend 5 to 10 minutes on this. This is a world map. In this where the AWS global regions all there have been displayed here. And if you go to mostly North American side, so we have around six regions are there in the US part. Okay, one is here North California, Oregon, and this is for government cloud, and North Virginia. So here North Virginia is there, right? Okay, North Virginia is launched in, when it is launched,
2006.
2006. One of the oldest, okay, so oldest region is North Virginia. The oldest region is North Virginia. Okay, so what is the meaning of region is one geographical location. Okay, so it's a geographical location. Okay, where all the AWS data centers have been stored. So what happened in North Virginia is in 2010, major floods have been affected the North Virginia data center, and most of the AWS services have been not worked. Okay, most of the AWS like uh, didn't work because they got a natural calamity or disaster happens. That is the reason they have decided to spread across the globe, and even their client base also is increasing. Okay, so that is the reason they have expanded all over the globe. If you see, most of them after 2010 itself, US government cloud. Okay, so this is Canada, launched in 2016. That second one also is Canada, recently 2023. Okay, in Africa we have only one. Coming to India, can you guess how many we have? This is India, right? First one is Mumbai. When it launched, 2016 it's launched. Okay, then Hyderabad, 2000, December 2022 it's launched. Okay, so what is this meaning of red symbols? Okay, so that red symbols are uh, like coming soon. Those regions are coming soon. So here in Saudi Arabia, we are going to get a new one. Or Germany, we are getting a new one. Okay, Taiwan, we are getting. Thailand, we are getting. So that means they're expanding like this. And this is in the New Zealand. Auckland is in New Zealand also. They're going to get every year, average, they're adding around 5 to 6 regions also. That means after some days, if you go through this, they may added 39 kind of regions. And how many local zones we have? How many local zones?
41.
41 local zones. What is this concept of local zones also? I'll explain. Then we have wavelength zones. How many wavelength zones?
29.
29. Say here in the AWS global infrastructure, say we have the terms like we need to understand the regions. Again, the region would be divided into available zones, or we may call as zones, or we may call as AZS. AZ is available zone. Then we have edge locations. Okay. Then wavelength zones. Wavelength zones. And finally, we have local zones also. So these are the concepts we need to understand. Okay. So now here we have regions. Region is just like a geographical name itself. So that means Hyderabad is one region, Mumbai is one region. Again, in that, again, they don't have only one data center. Okay. Again, in that Hyderabad geographically, within a radius of 60 miles or 100 kilometers, okay, we are going to get the available zones. That means minimum they are going to maintain 3, some regions having 6 also. So why we are going for available zones is, one zone goes down in that region, another zone would be there. Okay. say here if you go for a region Mumbai is just one name. In that Mumbai again they will configure three different available zones. Okay, so power, servers, all that hardware, storage, network is isolated from one zone to another zone. Okay, power, server, storage, network, all these have been isolated from one zone to another zone. So what is the advantage of this? Even if any power failure happens, okay, or if any network have been failure, storage have been not accessible, servers are down, but still another available zone would be there. Like this, the minimum AWS is maintaining 3. In North Virginia, they have 6. Some of the other US also having 4 like that also. But minimum, even in the new region also, they're maintaining minimum 3 available zones. Okay. Then one more advantage is with the available zones, they spread across within a radius of 60 miles or 100 kilometers only. Okay. Hence, we will have less latency. That means bandwidth is like a very high bandwidth would be there. That's the reason we don't get any loss of our speed, all those very high-end kind of networking can be done. Okay, so latency would be less latency. Okay, so between the regions, what is the main challenge is maybe latency is more. Latency may be more. And how many zones we have total? Say if I have 33 into minimum 3, right? 33 regions we have means minimum we may have, then 99 we have, but some regions having more also. That is the reason around 105 zones we have. 105 zones we have. Okay. Whenever we are going to keep the servers, don't keep only in one available zone. What is the risk if I keep the servers in only one available zone? What is the risk if I keep only in one available zone?
Disaster occur, we can not.
Yeah, if that server goes down, it's a single point of crash.
Yes.
Okay, so in order to avoid that one,
We are keeping separate zones.
multiple available zones we need to choose. Multiple available zones. Say suppose here we'll discuss one use case. Say we want to keep 200 servers. Okay, then maybe keep 100 servers in one zone, another 100 servers in another one zone. No, we want to use 3 also. Then maybe like we may keep 60, 60 and 80. 60 servers in one zone, 60 servers in one zone, 80 servers. Then if one doubt may comes here, what happen if my region complete all zones are not available? That means my complete region itself is not available. Then what I need to do? If the region itself is not available, then we need to choose a secondary region also. So in the secondary region, you no need to keep 200 servers, may keep 20 to 40 servers. And if the primary is failure, okay, then only I will use my secondary region. If my primary is failure, then only I am going to use my secondary region. If my primary is not a failure, then I don't use my secondary region.
Srikanth, in
Yeah.
all the regions, we are same data is we are storing
The
that.
same data, we need to replicate our data there.
Okay, okay.
Every day we are going to replicate that data. So now here try to understand a primary and secondary kind of regions we are going to plan.
Yeah, if one is
If any of the primary is failure, then we are going to switch to secondary kind of thing. This kind of failover is active, passive. What is the meaning of active and passive? As of now, we are going to use the active kind of region. If that active is down, automatically we are going to redirect you to
passive.
that passive region. We are going to redirect.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, we need to design. If I keep all those in one zone, the 200 servers in the one zone, what is the risk? If I keep all those
Data
200
loss.
servers in the one zone itself, what is the risk? It's a single point of crash.
Yes.
If my zone is down, it's a single point of
Crash.
crash. Okay. So what is the disadvantage if I keep 100 servers in one region and 100 servers in another region? What is the risk in this? If I don't have available zones, if I keep in two regions itself 100, definitely we will have the latency. Okay. So available zones, the advantage is less latency and high availability we are getting.
Yes. High.
Less latency and high availability. Now we have maybe Hyderabad, a lot of companies having at like a financial district. Okay. Now AWS region or zone is at Shabad. Some companies want to even very near to their location itself. Okay. Then AWS is giving local zones for them. Okay, that means even like in Hyderabad also, AWS data center may be far away. But a company, if they invest, if they're ready to invest maybe 1,000 crores like this, AWS is giving local zones also. That means near to their office also, AWS will set up a small region, small local zone. What is the advantage with the local zone? Even it's near to our premises. Okay, but the company need to invest lot of money for that. Then AWS is providing local zones. Say if you see in the US, North Virginia having how many local zones?
14.
14.
14 local zones. That means in the North Virginia they may have lot of offices and they want on their premises itself. That is the reason AWS has provided 14 local zones to them. Okay, in other we will have less requirements. Okay, so in Oregon we have around 7 local zones. Okay, in Hyderabad as of now they not started anywhere. Okay, but in Mumbai also, because Indians may not afford that much money. Okay, so if they want to near to their office, even AWS will support, but they need to pay some more amount to the AWS. Okay, that is the concept of local zones. What is the advantage with the local zones is even they are very near to our office location, then very less latency would be there. Very less latency would be there with that. Okay, so then here we have one more concept is there called as edge locations. So what is the concept of edge location is more than 600 plus locations we have in the like in the technology. When we are delivering the web content, we are receiving everyday web content, right? Maybe in your YouTube or Netflix, Amazon, lot of websites you are going to browse. In order to improve the performance of your that web content, there is a concept called as CDN. CDN stands for content delivery network. What is the meaning of this CDN? content delivery network. So with the CDN, what is the advantage is your website or your application performance and the content what it is delivering, maybe the videos, media, images, all those performance is on top. Okay. So in order to deliver these kind of things, normally a company need to set up lot of data centers all over the globe. That means for a normal company or even if it is a very bigger company also, they can't set up that many number of edge locations. Most of the metropolitan cities, AWS will keep the edge locations. So that means out of like a hundred, sorry, more than 600 locations, AWS having edge locations. What is the advantage is, if I use CDN, the data would be replicated to all regions. Data would be replicated to all, not regions here, edge locations. How many edge locations we have? More than 600 plus edge locations we have. In India, we have at Bangalore, okay. So we have at Chennai, or we have Delhi, Kolkata. Anyhow, Hyderabad, Mumbai, we have regions there itself. They may use the edge locations also. What is the advantage is if the Bangalore users access the website, the content is delivered from Bangalore edge location. For the Chennai users, from the Chennai edge location, it's going to be delivered. For Delhi users, from the Delhi, they're going to deliver. Okay. For the Kolkata users, from Kolkata, they're going to deliver. What is the advantage with this? Same. I'm going to access one movie in Netflix. Okay. I'm from Hyderabad. If the Netflix is server is in USA, my bandwidth would be like that means over the WAN, I can't receive that movie properly. Okay. If the Netflix uses CDN, for the Hyderabad users, from which location it's going to deliver that movie? From the nearest location, it's going to be delivered. Then user experience is very good. It's not only that, WAN traffic can be reduced. Third one is, like on the server also, on the Netflix servers also, less load would be there. Okay, the overall cost also can be reduced by using the CDNs. But a normal Netflix kind of company also can't keep 600 edge locations. But if you use AWS, even for our company also, we will get 600 edge locations we can use. Are you able to understand what is the meaning of edge locations or point of presence locations? Okay, AWS is maintaining more than 600 plus edge locations. Azure also is providing more than 100 plus edge locations. Most of the, why they chosen metropolitan cities only? Why they have chosen the metropolitan cities here? Okay, say in the metropolitan cities, the more users are available. So compared to the towns or rural areas, more users are coming for the usage wise. That is the reason they have chosen the metropolitan cities. Going forward, they would be expanding also. So now here the CDN service from the AWS service name is CloudFront. What is the service name? CloudFront. Okay. So what is the advantage of using the edge locations is content delivery can be done very fastly. Content delivery can be done very fastly. Then one more kind of data centers are there called as wavelength. With the wavelength, what is the advantages? With the wavelength, like it's for 5G applications. In the US, for the 5G applications, even only bandwidth is not enough. Our applications also need to retrieve that data. Most of the 5G application providers are keeping their applications on not in normal regions. They're using wavelength regions for that. Wavelength regions, they're going to use mostly wavelength regions also they're supporting at US itself. Okay, wavelength regions also have been supported in the US. In other locations, as of now, they're not supporting. Going forward, they will support. So if you see, AWS is the leader. So almost in the last 5 to 7 years, among all the cloud providers, okay, AWS is the maybe Facebook or others may have more than this, but among the cloud service providers, no one have larger footprint of data centers compared to AWS. Okay, so in this, for us, very important is we need to understand the regions and available zones. So can you tell me why we are going for available zones? Why we are going for available zones? Why we are going for available zones?
The data is crashed in one server, we can
If
keep
one zone goes down, the solution should be available for
another zone.
another zone we need to plan. For that purpose, we are going to use the available zones. Okay. So now, like some companies may go for a design of active passive kind of setup. So we can tell we have active passive, but some bigger companies, maybe they have the global presence of users, then they may go for active also. What is that meaning? All are active. So suppose my one region in US is active, Europe is active, Australia is active. Okay. In Asia, maybe one I will keep in active. That means all 4 regions also active. For US users, I'll redirect you to US region. For Europe users, I'll redirect to Europe data center. For Australia, I'll redirect to Australian region. Okay. In our scenario, we are telling active passive. That means second region will activate when if the main region is down, then only I'll redirect. But in the active, all regions are active itself. Okay. So some companies will choose active kind of scenario. Some companies will choose active passive kind of thing. Some companies will choose active. Some companies will choose active passive kind of things. Okay. Any doubts on this? Any doubts?
No, Shikhar.
Okay. So then
Okay.
we need to design how many zones we want, how many regions we want. All these also we need to design. Okay. So once we design this kind of setup, we need to create our instances. Which region we want to use, on what criteria you will select. Which region we need to use. So what is the criteria you will select is where your target audience are. So mostly my target audience are from North America. Then we'll choose North American regions. So my target audience are from Asia. Then choose the Asian kind of region or Europe. Okay. So like this, where is your target?
Hello, Srikanth. Hello, Srikanth.